Good morning, everybody. I'm happy to be here again. I hope you're all having a wonderful time in this lovely weather that we're having. It's certainly been nice not to be so hot. So maybe you're riding your bikes or going for hikes and things, but I hope you're enjoying it. Now, last week, Mrs. Smith was talking to us about looking up and about how when we go back to school, things are going to be kind of different. And they're going to be very different. And how when we're concerned, if we just keep our eye on Jesus, it's going to help us get through some of those scary or unsure times for us. And I'd like to talk a little bit about it too. So, because things will be different, we don't really know, and not everyone can give us many answers. So, that doesn't help a lot either. So, we just have to kind of go in trusting and knowing that, things will be different, and we're going to have to be flexible or adaptive. Now, that's a big word. That means being able to kind of go along as things come up and be able to change as things need to change. And that's probably going to happen a lot each day. Things will change quickly and often. But we can always know that God is with us, even though we are unsure. Now, there's a story that I'd like to read to you, and it's about a crazy idea, it's called, and it's from Judges 6-7. It's about Gideon. God will help you chase away your enemies who are again stealing everyone's food. This was God's message to Gideon one day. Gideon thought, I'm not a big, strong hero. I'm just a farmer. But he was ready to obey God and do what God wanted. He put on some soldier gear and got thousands of men. Now, what would that be like? Soldier gear. What do you think he'd have? Maybe some shields, maybe a sword, maybe something for his head helmet. Yeah. Well, God said to him, only take 300 men, and instead of swords and spears, take trumpets, torches, and jars. That's what God instructed. Odd, very odd, eh? That sounded crazy, but Gideon was flexible and changed his plan to follow God's. That night, they blew trumpets, smashed jars, and made a humongous noise. Now, can you play your trumpets? Can you shout? I bet you can, and I bet if I listen very carefully, I can hear all of you in the distance. Their enemies woke up in fear and ran all the way back to their own country. Everyone thanked God for bringing peace. They realized it was Him and not just their noise that had secured the victory. So, in our Bible verse, Philippians 4, verse 13, it says, I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. So, when we hear we have some challenges or we have some things we have to do a little bit different than what we're used to, we can be flexible or adaptable and willing. So I've got something to kind of show you what that's like. I've got 2 sticks here. Now this stick is a green stick. Look at it. It bends and twists and it doesn't break. You can turn it and twist it around. And see, it's very flexible. Now I have this dry stick. When there it broke. See, it's not flexible. It just kind of breaks in half and doesn't give in. So to show, I thought maybe we could play a little game here that is going to help us understand flexibility. It's a game where I'm going to read you some examples and we're going to decide whether it's a dry stick person or a green stick person. We'll hold those up and see. Okay. Tanya likes to play hockey on the driveway. One day her dad suggested they try kicking a ball around and throwing it baseball instead. Tanya refused, saying the only sport she ever wants to play is hockey. Now, would she be a green stick person Or would she be a dry stick person? Think about it. I think she's a dry stick, like our stick that broke. Instead, a green stick is flexible, remember? Okay, here's another example. Richard enjoys drawing and coloring, so his parents have offered to pay for art classes for him. Richard isn't sure if he will like painting and drawing in front of a teacher, but he's agreed to try the classes anyways. So what do you think? Green stick person or dry stick person? Green stick, that's right. You got it right. I can hear you shouting it out in my mind. Here's another one. Jenny loves white bread, but her mom said that their family was going to start eating brown bread instead because it's healthier. Now, every time Jenny sees the whole grain bread on the table, she complains about how much she hates brown bread. Green stick person, brown stick, or dry stick person. Yep, you got it right. Dry stick person. The last one. Jody and Danny's parents were planning a family vacation. They were going to Mexico. But a few weeks before they were to leave, the family's plans had to change. Some of you might have had that happen when COVID hit at March break. And they decided to visit their uncle and aunt in Alberta instead. Jody was disappointed, but tried to think about how exciting it would be to visit his aunt and uncle, and it would still be fun. Danny, on the other hand, pouted the entire holiday and whined about how much he wished they were on the beach instead. So, I think that Danny was what? A dry stick person. But Jody was a green stick person. So there in the family, they were choosing their holiday and finding that they had some flexibility, and one person did and one person didn't. In Proverbs 19 verse 20 it says, "Listen to advice and accept instruction that may gain you wisdom in the future." As we go back to school, and some of you will be choosing to be home and doing online learning, which will be different as well. As we go and do that, we need to know that as long as we remember God is in charge, and whatever his plan for us is, as long as we try to be flexible in the changes we face, he will be there with us, helping us. And as long as we hand our worries and our sorrows and our disappointments and our anxieties over to God, it won't be as difficult for us. And if we focus on the blessings that we have, we talked about that the last time I visited with you. And if we think about the blessings we have, that will make us very thankful and realize that the things we're having to do that are changes aren't so bad. We can trust God to bring good out of every situation. So we can be a green stick person. We're trying to be a green stick person and not a dry stick person. Let's have a little prayer before we go. Dear God, I know your plans for my life include really good things for me. Please help me to accept things as they are right now and trust you, even though I am unsure. Amen. Goodbye. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye now.